I'm Elizabeth. Welcome to the Healing Hearth. I just wanted to do a quick card pull for you guys. I just finished making a YouTube video that I've uploaded and I'm really excited about. It's this new playlist I wanted to call Hearth to Heart Talk. This time I went ahead and I talked about vulnerability and how vulnerability is truly the key to a lot of our healing. And I just felt called to do more, right? So I wanted to do a quick collective reading, even though I literally just said in the other video I wasn't going to. Too bad. So let's see what we want to talk about here. Angel, spirit guides, masters, teachers, I call upon you to help me to connect with the collective in this way. Please help me collect the highest, the brightest, the best possible information made available at this time for all those involved or something better. We set an intentional space that all evil eye be turned blind and turn away. We ask that only light, love, happiness, joy, encouragement, and support fills the space. Ground ourselves into the earth and connect to our souls. Permission is given to read. Okay, so let's see what came out. I already saw what came out, but I just feel like a lot of people are struggling a little bit, right? So, what have we got? We've got the Three of Swords in the reverse, one of my favorite cards. I don't know if that's a common opinion, but it's mine, so I'm sticking to it. We have the Devil in the reverse. We have the Chariot in the reverse. And we have the Hermit card. So we've been faced with a lot of shadow sides, a lot of codependency is what came to me, and a lot of addiction, a lot of old coping mechanisms that just aren't working anymore. And it's because in our lives where we are right now, we're really being asked to change, to embrace the bigger picture and to just kind of trust where we're led. But as the human ego battles with the soul in the constant battle of, no, but that doesn't make sense because I haven't seen it before, we turn back to old comforts. We turn back to old coping mechanisms. Now, coping mechanisms aren't always bad. They often serve a purpose, but sometimes we outgrow them and we never think about it back on that critical lens. You know, sometimes it's just a need to escape, like a desperate want to escape, to run away. And the truth is, you can't really hide from your feelings. Your feelings are inside you. So what do we turn to? We turn to escapism. We turn to substance. We turn to watching the TV, watching the football game, watching the video game, or playing video games. I don't play video games. Obviously, you can tell. But that's sort of a thing that takes you out of the present moment and into an alternative reality, right? And we're being really called to, like, you know, sit with ourselves and really question what's going on inside of our hearts. What's troubling you? You know, what is it? It's maybe looking at a part of you where you've let your own self down and you don't really want to look at that. On the bottom of the deck, we have the Two of Swords, right? So it's that discernment of, like, am I being my own worst critic? Am I getting in my own way in this moment, in this exact moment? Or am I, you know, blinding myself to my own blessings? Am I turning to the same old without allowing new to come in? Am I not surrendering to the old coping mechanisms without allowing the possibility that I might actually be surprised with what comes? So the Eight of Swords in the reverse, it means that we've been seeing a lot of hard truths about ourselves that we don't really want to see. Yikes, didn't want that, but it is what it is, right? Sometimes it's hard because we want to look away from the truth because it's not necessarily convenient, it's not necessarily comfortable. But that doesn't mean that there's not value in that. You know what I mean? I'm feeling a lot of backaches. A lot of people hold the tension in their backs, and I think that an Epsom salt bath might help with that. Might help you stop and take yourself away from the electronics, because you can't really have electronics in the tub unless you like to get fried. I'm just kidding. I'm not wishing that upon anybody. I'm just being goofy. We have the Wheel of Fortune. This is like a major, so we have some major arcana here that I think is worth noting as they're grouped together. Oh, and the Two of Pentacles on the bottom. 2-2, right? So we got 2-2. But the major arcana that we have here, we have the Devil, we have the Chariot, we have the Hermit, and we have the Wheel of Fortune, right? So the Devil is kind of about that which tempts us, that which keeps us chained, that which keeps us chained to our ego perception, to this human experience, when we are all multidimensional, multifaceted beings, right? The Chariot is about incoming change, and when it shows up in the reverse, I feel like a resistance to change. Things are moving too fast for your comfort levels. You don't really feel like you have sure footing yet, so you kind of just want things to stop. And how do we stop? By avoiding it. The Hermit card is all about taking things within, taking things internally, and digesting them at your own pace, but prioritizing that relationship with yourself to look inside for guidance as opposed to the external, which we tend to do a lot because that's kind of how we're guided. We're guided to believe that, you know, we're pack animals, so we must do what the pack does, but that illusion is slowly breaking up. And with the Wheel of Fortune, it's about time. It's about time. This is like very much a divine timing, divine intervention. You're being shown these sides of you, not so that you feel bad, not so that you accept the shame, but so that you can grow through it, so that you can become a more evolved version of yourself, so that you can be proud of yourself for how far you've taken yourself, right? And, oh wow, the Five of Cups. It's like you're almost, you don't want to let it go because you're mourning what it was, but what it was isn't what it is. Does that make sense? What it was isn't what it is, right? So it was this one coping mechanism, this one habit, this one quirk you had. Made you funny, it kind of made you like unique and stand out, but it's kind of morphed itself from, you know, a quirk to an obsession. And in that obsession, we go deep into addiction, we go deep into codependency. We go down to those lower vibrations that kind of get us stuck and we can't get out of our own ways, right? So right now we're being called to like look at ourselves honestly for it. How have we been holding ourselves back? How have we been our own worst enemy? And kind of extending that compassion in that we need to find more balance in this. We can't constantly stay in our comfort zone. You don't grow in your comfort zone. If you're constantly in your comfort zone, there's no change that happens. And with the Chariot in the reverse and the Wheel of Fortune in the upright, there's some desperate change that wants to happen. There's this new chapter that wants to start, but you're like resisting it because you're still mourning what was and remembering this old way of life, this old chapter, this old job, this old relationship as what it was in the glory days. But the truth is, things don't last forever. That's what makes this life special, is the tangibility of it, to appreciate things in the moment. And once we outgrow them, the beauty to let it go and know that we will be provided with a new chapter, that we're not going to be forever broken, that we're not going to be forever crushed because of that. The Four of Cups is also here. So that's, she's kind of bummed, right, about the empty cups. She's kind of bummed, but she doesn't see, she's not even seeing this fourth cup here. The overflowing potential that exists, that which could be, if you just let go and let God. Let go and let God. You are so divinely supported through this chapter, and you need to trust that. You need to love yourself through that. Maybe this means speaking to a professional, seeing a therapist, seeing an energy healer, seeing a Reiki practitioner. You can talk to me, you can send me a message, that's cool. I accept that, I love it. Let's see what else we got. But please, please, give yourself the presence of your own compassion and your own grace. I can't think of anyone more deserving. We always think that we have to give to the external. We don't really think about filling our own pitcher, filling our own cups. And sometimes that's just what's so desperately needed, and that's what drives everything to a halt. The Chariot in the reverse, right? That's what drives everything to a halt. Halt, excuse me. You know what just came out? We have the Queen of Cups in the reverse. We have the Wheel, again, in the reverse, though, this time. And the Two of Swords, again, in the reverse. Someone's really resisting. Someone really doesn't want to flow with the changes. The change doesn't feel comfortable. The change feels new and scary, and you don't really know what's coming. And it's okay to not know. You know, since we were in elementary school, we had to come up with answers, otherwise we'd be punished. But honestly, it's okay if you don't know. Most of us don't know what we're talking about. I do. Sometimes. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm a goofball. We got the Queen of Swords. And we have the Ten of Cups. So, and on the bottom we have the Four of Pentacles in the reverse. Stubborn. Someone is stubborn. They don't want to give up. I feel that. I've been there. I was there last week. Probably still am a little bit, not gonna lie. But we also have the Queen of Swords and the Ten of Cups. It's in setting these loving boundaries with ourselves. When we have the two Queen energy, right? We have the Queen of Cups and the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Cups is about her emotion. It's about the intuition. It's about letting it flow. And the Queen of Swords is an air element, right? Which is like the mind, clarity of mind. But also it's about setting those loving boundaries with yourself to be like, no, this is important for me to feel. And I feel like once you get past, because I feel it's tense. I feel everyone just kind of like clenching up their butt cheeks at this a little bit. But you have to understand that you wouldn't be posed with any challenge that you couldn't handle. Challenges come up so that you can face them. Challenges are where we grow. We grow in adversity. We don't grow in our comfort zones. That's what just keeps coming through. And someone really doesn't want to hear that. And I'm sorry I keep harping on it. Six of Swords. You have to trust. You have to trust that where you're going is better than where you came from. It's just kind of a blind trust. She's on a boat. She's on a freaking boat. Oh my God. Sorry, I didn't pull it up again, but the Nine of Pentacles came up. This is that abundance. That's like reaping the benefits of your hard work, because this is inner work. It's hard. It's scary. It feels like you're going at it alone, which is why I encourage you to please speak to a mental health professional. Please, you know, like if you have to, call a support line, talk to your friends that you feel really close with, that you know won't make you feel bad for these vulnerabilities. You know, speak to your dog, speak to the water, you know, pray. Praying is so underrated. It's really underrated. It helps. All right, and how we can care for ourselves in this time. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry you feel so stuck, but you are your own captor, and you will let yourself free. Again, if you'd like to speak to me, you can message me. I will be uploading this to YouTube as well as Instagram. Let's see what we have to take care of ourselves today. Oh my gosh. Ground yourself. Some of you might, this is the Hermit, very much Hermit energy. Grounding yourself, going within, taking those quiet moments of meditation. We have alone time. I'm not saying I told you so. What did I say? Soak in a bath. Soak in a bath. Soak in that Epsom salt bath. Girl, I do not lie. I'm good at this. Make a meal. Nurture yourself. Nurture yourself in these times where you're not feeling your best. Connect with your ancestors. There might be like a grandparent you might want to talk to about it. And even if your elders that you truly feel connected with aren't on this plane anymore, you can pray to them. And they might come to you in a dream. They might come to you through journaling. If you journal, their words might come out for you. And connect with the earth. This is along the lines of grounding yourself. But it's also a lot more intimate, because trees actually remove, like the energy, the aura that surrounds trees actually renews you. It takes away the negative stagnancy that you feel in your heart and in your brain. And so even if you go out to walk in the trees 15-20 minutes, like it shifts your perspective to be more in the present instead of worrying, like fretting about the past, beating yourself up about the past and fretting about the future. It brings you back to the present moment of where you're just one with nature, one with Mother Earth Gaia. So thank you for checking in. I want to bless you, bless everyone who sees this video, may see this video. I'm sending you all my love and blessings. I bless your homes, your cars, your pets, your families, your friends, this heart journey that you might be going through. And know that I love you and know that I'm here for you. And I only want to see you shine. Have a great evening. Bye.